Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between. Welcome back to Geeks Watch. I'm going to review episode 3 of Arcane Season 2. You finally got the name right. As a continuation, let's see, where are we at this? There'll be some mild spoilers. Let's see. Vi and Caitlin are still trying to hunt down GEEXX and members of the underworld, focusing on GEEXX. We learned that in the previous episodes of the season, we had seen like this gas cloud in the underworld that was like making people cough and gag. And there was something that was, hunting people. We turned it with that Caitlin's family designed the ventilation system of Piltover and Vaughn. And that because of that, she has access to it. So she is basically shutting down the system, flooding certain areas with toxic fumes to try and give themselves an advantage while they wear gas masks. Give themselves a combat advantage when hunting down the criminal underworld in Vaughn. Vi and Caitlin have some touching moments. Caitlin is becoming harder and more ruthless, and it is driving a bit of a wedge between the two of them. It is making things hard on Vi. And, given their budding relationship, could have some consequences. Jace, Echo, and Heimerdinger, finally getting their names right, discover that something is going on with the Hextech technology that they have. Something's happening deep underground, and they check out the underground buried site for the Hex Gate, the gate that allows them to rapidly transport stuff between cities, which is basically the source of Piltover's wealth. And they discover something underneath that the magic is kind of something that Jace calls a wild rune, which when they attempt to do something to it, has some unexpected side effects. I really like that sequence with Jace, Heimerdinger, and Echo. The stuff they did was really, really good with those characters. The counselor Mal, is basically trying to keep an eye on her mother, Mbessa. We find that Mbessa is very much trying to manipulate things behind the scenes. She is ruthless and calculating. But she has some secrets of her own that we find out. Her past is coming back to haunt her. The title of the episode basically comes from when Caitlin and Violet do finally catch up with GEEXX. And Vi calls out her name GEEXX, and she goes, "You finally got the name right," because in the previous season she kept calling her Powder, which is her, her sister's name, and she acknowledges that her sister's gone. There's nothing but GEEXX left, which is a rough choice for Vi to have to make. That's about all I'm willing to spoil. There's a lot else going on, and it's really good. So I don't want to spoil anymore. I think I've given you some broad strokes of the episode. Man, the writing is good. So far, the writing of season 2, first 3 episodes, just as solid as season 1. Because man, there are a lot of characters in play. There is a lot going on, and there are a lot of balls in the air to juggle. And the writers are just so far hitting it out of the park. It is everything I could want it to be. I think it dragged a little bit about the halfway mark. It starts off really good and solid. It's like, a little bit here, it's kind of slow, and then ramps back up again. So, it makes up for that centerpiece that I thought was moving a little slow. And now I don't need action-packed for the entire time. But it's slow. But for me, it slowed down to a point where I just kind of was like, you know, I'm not interested in what's going on the screen right now. I'm okay with slow beats, you know, slow tempo stuff, because there's a lot of stuff in here that is slower. And it was I just there's kind of like an emotional scene between Vi and Caitlin, which takes before the halfway mark. And I thought the emotions hit really solid. You know, it's a slower scene. You know, Violet wants to talk to Kai and Caitlin in private. I keep screwing that name up. This name's up, but Vi wants to talk to Caitlin in private, and it's a much slower scene, and I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was done really, really well. Just, you know, the emotional beats of the scene were so good, and it was nice and slow. The scenes with Mbessa tend to be mostly kind of slow in tempo as well, but there's so much character there. You know, you can see it in Mbessa's face, just her ruthlessness and her callousness. It's just written all over her face, and her facial expressions. The animators are doing a great job too in just conveying the emotion of these characters. And so, am I saying it's slow in the middle? It's really a minor complaint. This is still A+ material in my book. This is just so well done. And as I've said with other stuff, I'm a huge fan of animation. If you give me something good, I will watch it. I don't know. I want to talk about this, but I mean, I probably could. It's been out for a month, but it goes against my grain to spoil something for someone who hasn't watched it. And because I don't know if anyone out there who's watching this has watched the show, I find myself constrained by my own personal stuff. So I'm going to leave it at that. It's a good show. If you like season 1, keep watching season 2. I'm going to keep watching it. And I'm going to keep reviewing these one at a time. Because I started out that way. And I said I would. As always, thanks for watching. As always, this stuff is crap. And until next time, good hunting.